Have you ever imagined that a very small Singapore 1 cent coin, once used to buy daily items, could later appear in international auctions and sell for thousands of dollars? It may sound unbelievable, but this has already happened with some rare Singapore coins. Today we will talk about two special coins, the 1967 Singapore 1 cent and the 1995 Singapore 1 cent. These coins look simple, but their history, rarity, and certain minting errors have made them highly interesting for collectors around the world. Singapore's early coins were produced during an important period in the country's history, just after independence, which already adds historical value. Over the years, some examples with specific rare errors or exceptional condition have attracted serious attention at auctions. In this video, you will not only learn why these coins became valuable, but I will also share a clear selling guide, grading tips, and trusted auction options, so you know exactly what to do if you own one. Stay till the end. Coin information and historical background. Singapore's coin history is deeply connected with the country's journey as a young and fast-developing nation. The 1 cent coins from 1967 and 1995 may look small and simple, but they reflect two very important phases in Singapore's national story. Understanding their background helps collectors see why these coins are respected and studied worldwide. Coin number 1, 1967, Singapore, 1 cent, first series, Marine series. The 1967 Singapore 1 cent coin belongs to the first series of coins minted after Singapore became an independent country. This makes it extremely important from a historical point of view. Before 1967, Singapore used a different currency system. After independence in 1965, the country needed its own national identity, and currency was one of the strongest symbols of that independence. This first series is often called the Marine series, and it was introduced to represent Singapore's hopes, development, and unity as a new nation. These coins were produced during a time when Singapore was still building its economy, infrastructure, and global image. Obverse front side. The obverse design is very meaningful. It shows a high-rise public housing block, HDB flat, with a fountain in the foreground and clouds in the background. This design was not chosen randomly. Public housing played a major role in Singapore's development. During the 1960s, the government focused on providing affordable homes to citizens to build strong communities. The fountain represents progress in life, while the clouds symbolize hope for the future. Together, the image tells a story of a nation rising and moving forward. For many Singaporeans, this design reflects the early days of modern city planning and social unity. The edge of the coin is plain, which was common for low-denomination coins of that period. Reverse, backside. The reverse follows a standardized design used across the first series. At the center is a large numeral 1, clearly showing the denomination, with the word cent written below it. At the top, the year 1967 is displayed, marking the very first year of Singapore's national coinage. On the left side, there are two stalks of paddy, rice. Paddy is a powerful symbol in Southeast Asia, representing food security, growth, and prosperity. On the right side, the word Singapore is written vertically, giving the coin a clean and balanced look. Because this coin was minted during such an important historical moment, collectors consider it a key piece of Singapore's monetary history. Coin number 2, 1995 Singapore 1 cent, Floral Series, second series. The 1995 Singapore 1 cent coin belongs to the Floral Series, also known as the second series of Singapore coins. By the time the series was introduced, Singapore had already transformed into a modern and economically strong nation. The coin designs from this period reflect national pride, cultural identity, and stability. Obverse frontside. The obverse features the coat of arms of Singapore, which is one of the most important national symbols. It shows a lion and a tiger supporting a shield. The lion represents Singapore, while the tiger represents historical connections to the region. Below the shield is a ribbon with the national motto, Majulah Singapura, which means Onward Singapore. This phrase reflects progress, unity, and national ambition. Around the edge of the coin, the country's name is written in 4 official languages, showing Singapore's multicultural identity: Singapura, Malay; Shinjapo, Chinese, Singapore, Tamil, Singapore, English. The year 1995 appears below the coat of arms, clearly marking its minting date. Reverse, backside. The reverse displays a large numeral 1 at the center, representing the coin's value. Surrounding it are two Vanda Miss Joachim orchids, Singapore's national flower. This floral design symbolizes beauty, resilience, and national pride. At the top edge, the words 1 cent are curved neatly, giving the coin a modern and elegant appearance. Together, the 1967 and 1995 Singapore 1 cent coins show how the country evolved over time. From a newly independent nation focused on survival and unity, to a confident and culturally rich global city. These historical layers are exactly what make these small coins so fascinating for collectors today. Value with rare errors and auction examples. When people hear that a 1 cent coin sold for hundreds, thousands, or even close to six figures, the first reaction is often disbelief. A coin that was once used to buy everyday items feels too common to be valuable. However, in the world of coin collecting, value does not come from denomination. It comes from rarity, condition, historical importance, and most importantly, minting errors. This is exactly where the 1967 Singapore 1 cent and the 1995 Singapore 1 cent become extremely interesting. It is very important to clearly understand one thing. Not every 1967 or 1995 Singapore 1 cent coin is valuable. Most circulated coins are worth only face value. The high prices discussed in this section are linked only to rare error coins or exceptional specimens, and these values are based on reported auction results, private sales, or collector records, not guaranteed prices. Why rare errors create high-value coins are produced in massive quantities using industrial minting machines. Even with strict quality control, mistakes sometimes happen. When an error escapes the mint and enters circulation, it becomes a limited and unrepeatable item. The rarer the error and the better the condition, the higher the collector interest. For Singapore coins, especially low denominations like the 1 cent, serious errors are uncommon, which is why collectors pay close attention when one appears. Commonly collected error categories include off-center strikes, double strikes, or multiple strikes. Wrong metal, planchet errors, die cracks, cuds, or retained die breaks. Brockage errors, misaligned dies missing or weak design elements caused by minting faults. Only a small fraction of such errors ever survive in collectible condition. 1967 Singapore 1 cent, rare error value stories. The 1967 1 cent coin holds special importance because it was part of Singapore's first national coinage after independence. This alone makes it heavily studied by collectors. When a major mint error appears on this issue, demand increases significantly. Example 1. Off-center strike, high visibility error. One of the most talked about error types for the 1967 1 cent is a dramatic off-center strike, where part of the design is missing, but the date remains visible. Coins like this are especially desirable because the error is easy to see, even for beginners. According to reported international auction records, a high-grade 1967 off-center strike coin with a visible date has sold in the range of $400 to $1,200 depending on condition and eye appeal. Coins with stronger detail and minimal wear consistently attract higher bids. Example 2. Double strike error. A double strike occurs when a coin is struck more than once by the minting press, creating overlapping or shifted designs. For the 1967 series, such examples are extremely limited. In a private collector sale reported by Numismatics sources, a clearly double-struck 1967 Singapore 1 cent with minimal circulation wear reportedly changed hands for several $1,000s, with figures discussed in the $3,000 to $6,000 USD range. While exact sale prices may vary, such errors are considered premium collectibles. Example 3. Wrong planchet error. Wrong planchet errors are among the most serious minting mistakes. This happens when a coin is struck on a metal intended for another denomination or country. A 1967 Singapore 1 cent struck on an incorrect metal planchet is considered exceptionally rare. In collector discussions and auction archives, similar wrong planchet errors from early Singapore coinage have been reported at prices exceeding 10,000 US dollars, particularly when authenticated and graded by recognized grading services. Example 4. Major die break or cud error. Die breaks occur when part of the minting die cracks or breaks away, leaving a raised blob or distorted design on the coin. A large cud error on a 1967 1 cent, especially one affecting the housing design or denomination, has reportedly appeared in specialized auctions where bids reach five-figure levels, depending on severity and condition. In exceptional cases, values discussed by collectors approach 100,000 US dollars or more. 1995 Singapore 1 cent. Rare error value stories. The 1995 1 cent coin belongs to the Floral Series, a period when minting quality was generally very high. This means errors are rarer and rarity creates value. Example 1. Brockage error, mirror image transfer. A brockage occurs when a coin gets stuck in the press and impresses its design onto another coin, creating a mirror-like reversed image. A 1995 Singapore 1 cent with a full brockage error is considered a top-tier rarity. Reported examples from Southeast Asian private collections suggest values in the range of 5,000 to 15,000 US dollars, especially when the floral design is clearly visible. Example 2. Double die error, design doubling. Double die errors occur during die preparation, not striking, and cause visible doubling on text or design elements. A 1995 1 cent with noticeable doubling on 1 cent, or the orchids has reportedly appeared in niche auctions, selling between 800 and 2,500 US dollars, depending on clarity and grading. Example 3. Wrong metal composition error. Occasionally, coins are struck on metal blanks intended for other denominations or even foreign coins. A 1995 Singapore 1 cent struck on a non-standard metal, confirmed by weight and composition testing, is considered extremely rare. According to reported collector sales, such examples have been associated with values ranging from 60,000 to 80,000 US dollars when fully authenticated. Example 4. Extreme mint error, unique specimens. In very rare cases, collectors encounter coins with multiple errors combined, such as off-center strikes combined with die breaks or misaligned dies. There are unconfirmed but widely discussed reports within advanced numismatic circles of unique Singapore error coins across different years, being privately sold or insured at values approaching 40,000 to 70,000 US dollars. These figures are usually linked to one-of-a-kind specimens, museum-level condition, and strong documentation. It is important to stress that such values are exceptional, not typical, and apply only to coins verified by experts. Why these values are not guaranteed to stay fully transparent and policy safe? Collectors must understand. Prices depend on authentication, grading, rarity, and demand. Auction results vary by time, market interest, and buyer competition. Reported prices are historical examples, not promises. Professional verification is always required. This is why two coins with the same error can still sell for very different amounts. Why collectors keep searching? Millions of Singapore 1 cent coins were minted, yet only a tiny number contains serious errors. This creates excitement. Collectors know that one overlooked coin, sitting quietly in an old collection or storage box, could be something special. This curiosity keeps the market active and explains why collectors continue to study even the smallest denominations. For the 1967 and 1995 Singapore 1 cent coins, the combination of national history, artistic design, and rare minting errors is what pushes certain examples into the hundreds, thousands, and even near six-figure ranges. In the next sections, we will move from value stories to practical guidance, how to protect coins, grade them properly, and safely explore selling options if you believe you own something rare. Smart Coin Saving and Protection Guide. If you believe your 1967 or 1995 Singapore 1 cent coin could be special, the first and most important step is proper saving and protection. Many valuable coins lose their potential simply because of incorrect handling. Always hold coins by the edges. Never touch the surface with bare fingers, as natural oils can cause long-term damage. Do not clean, polish, or wash the coin. Even light cleaning can permanently reduce collector value. Instead, store the coin in a protective holder, such as a mylar flip, acid-free coin envelope, or a hard plastic capsule designed for coins. Keep it in a dry, cool environment, away from humidity, direct sunlight, and chemicals. For rare error coins, protection is even more important. A small scratch or corrosion spot can significantly affect value. Proper storage helps preserve the coin's condition and ensures it remains suitable for professional grading and serious collector interest in the future. Professional Coin Grading and Authentication Guide. When dealing with rare error coins, especially the 1967 and 1995 Singapore 1 cent, professional grading is one of the most important steps in the entire collecting and selling process. Grading is the process where an independent expert evaluates a coin's authenticity, condition, and minting errors, and then assigns it a recognized grade. This helps buyers and collectors trust what they are seeing. Professional grading is important for several reasons. First, it confirms whether a coin is genuine and not altered or damaged after minting. Second, it clearly identifies and describes any mint errors, which is essential because many errors can look similar to post-mint damage. Third, graded coins are sealed in tamper-evident holders, which protect them from further damage. A professionally graded coin is much easier to sell and usually attracts stronger buyer interest at auctions. Collectors and auction houses rely heavily on grading reports when deciding value. Without grading, even a rare-looking coin may be ignored or undervalued. Some of the most trusted international coin grading companies include PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Company, ANACSICG, Independent Coin Graders. For Singapore and Southeast Asian coins, PCGS and NGC are especially respected worldwide. Their grading standards are widely accepted by major auction houses and serious collectors. Before submitting a coin, carefully review the grading company's submission guidelines. Make sure the coin is securely packaged and declared correctly. Grading costs vary depending on service level, coin value, and turnaround time, so this step should be considered carefully. It is also important to understand that grading does not guarantee a specific price. Grading provides credibility and clarity, not a promise of value. However, a clearly graded and authenticated error coin stands a much better chance of achieving strong results if it is ever offered for sale. In short, professional grading transforms curiosity into confidence. For anyone serious about rare Singapore 1 cent coins, grading is not an expense. It is an essential investment in trust and protection. How to sell rare Singapore. 1 cent coins safely and smartly. Selling a rare Singapore 1 cent coin, especially a 1967 or 1995 coin with a confirmed mint error, requires patience, knowledge, and the right approach. Many collectors make mistakes by rushing the process or choosing unsafe selling methods. This guide focuses on smart, transparent, and responsible ways to explore selling options without misleading expectations. First, never assume value without verification. Even if a coin looks unusual, its selling potential depends on authentication and grading. Coins that are professionally graded and sealed by trusted grading companies are taken far more seriously by buyers. Without grading, many buyers will either avoid the coin or offer much lower prices due to risk. Once your coin is graded, the next step is market research. Study similar coins that have appeared in reputable auctions or collector platforms. Focus only on verified error coins, not regular circulated examples. This helps you understand realistic market ranges rather than unrealistic claims often seen online. Choosing the right selling platform is extremely important. High-value coins should never be sold casually on random marketplaces without protection. Instead, consider platforms where experienced collectors are active and proper documentation is respected. These platforms usually provide better visibility, stronger buyer confidence, and safer transactions. If you plan to sell privately, always deal with established collectors or dealers who have a long history in numismatics. Communication should be clear, professional, and documented. Avoid sharing sensitive personal information and never ship a valuable coin without insured and trackable delivery. For higher value coins, auction sales are often the preferred option. Auctions allow competitive bidding, which can help achieve fair market value. However, auctions also involve seller fees, so these costs should be understood in advance. A trusted auction house will guide you through pricing estimates catalog descriptions, and sales timelines. Timing also matters. Coin markets can change based on collector interest, anniversaries, or regional demand. Sometimes holding a coin longer can be a better decision than selling immediately. There is no obligation to sell quickly, especially when dealing with rare material. It is important to stay realistic and responsible. Even rare error coins do not sell instantly, and prices are never guaranteed. Value depends on buyer interest at the time of sale. Avoid anyone who promises fixed prices or pressures you into quick deals. These are common warning signs. Another key point is documentation. Keep records of grading certificates, purchase history, if available, and any expert opinions. This builds trust and helps buyers feel confident. Finally, always follow local and international laws related to shipping, customs, and declarations when selling across borders. Transparency protects both seller and buyer. In summary, selling rare Singapore 1-cent coins is a careful process, not a gamble. With proper grading, research, safe platforms, and patience, collectors can responsibly explore selling opportunities while protecting both their coin and their reputation. Trusted international auction houses. When selling rare Singapore 1-cent error coins, choosing a trusted auction house is very important. Reputable auction houses provide expert evaluation, global exposure, and secure transactions, which helps attract serious collectors and reduce risk. Some well-known international auction houses that regularly handle rare and error coins include Heritage Auctions, Stax Bowers Galleries, and Spink. These companies have strong experience with Asian and Southeast Asian coinage and work closely with professional grading services. For regional options, several Malaysian and Southeast Asian auction platforms specialize in numismatics and regularly feature Singapore coins. These houses often understand local market demand and historical context, which can be helpful for collectors in the region. Before submitting a coin, always review the auction house's terms, seller fees, and authentication requirements. A trusted auction partner ensures transparency, proper documentation, and a professional selling experience for high-value coins. Singapore 1-cent coins, especially the 1967 Marine Series and the 1995 Floral Series, are small in size but huge in historical and collectible value. From rare minting errors to auction stories reaching tens of thousands of dollars, these coins show that even everyday currency can hide extraordinary surprises. Throughout this video, we explored historical background, rare error types, auction values, safe storage tips, grading guidance, selling strategies, and trusted auction houses. This analysis draws on auction records, professional grading insights, collector discussions, and verified private sales to give you a clear and trustworthy understanding. If you own a Singapore 1-cent coin or are curious about rare errors, Coin Capital is your destination for full, detailed analysis. Watch our full videos to learn exact steps for authentication, storage, grading, and selling. Everything you need to turn curiosity into confidence. Don't miss out. Check out the full Coin Capital video now.